Good evening and welcome back to Daventry. It's Ladies' Night and the start of the women's event. There we see Megan Proctor. This young lady's made 3 finals. Failed to get over the line in any of them, but what a talent she is. She's taken on Shona Lucas. We saw her husband earlier today, Andy, and on Tony Holgate, and it's an absolute pleasure to be joined by the legend that is Barbara Taylor. Good evening, Babs.
Evening, Tony.
How's your back? Let's get that one out of the way first.
Back sound now. Yeah, it's good. Just a bit of a hiccup. So yeah, it took a few days after the Blackpool event, but yeah, I'm all good, thank you. Hopefully raring to go.
Well, I did see you moving a lot easier earlier today, and funny enough, when you were at Blackpool the other weekend, it just happened, and I did come out and watch you play. In my word, I
did. I
did.
Bad.
Well, I didn't want you to see me there, but I mean, I felt so sorry for you because I mean, I'll tell you what, you were winning matches though.
Don't ask me how. I got to the quarters on one of them, and I was literally having to flop balls. But
experience of a champion.
1,000 years of invaluable knowledge, but yeah, it was a bit tricky. But again, with the tables being nice and new, I was literally able to flop them. But they're still pretty pacey. I've had a little practice today, and they're still sliding a little, and they're still very pacey. So, but I think I'm excited to watch Megan because, like as you said, she's been in such good form lately, and she deserves, to be honest with you, to be getting her hands on her first biggie.
Super player. Have to say, good head, very good temperament, great potter.
I think it's one of them where everybody on the ladies circuit actually wants her to actually nick one, because it does get heartbreaking if you're always the bridesmaid.
Well, if you 3 times, so if it keeps happening, when does it actually start to stick in your brain? You think, I'm never going to get over the line in one of these.
I think that's the problem. It becomes psychological then, but obviously you can't argue with the consistency of it. And she's playing some great stuff. And to be fair, in the finals, the ones that I've seen, she hasn't actually done too much wrong.
No, not at all.
She's not done too much wrong at all. So yeah, I think it is just a matter of time. But she just needs to be patient. But I said to her, it just means that eventually, when it happens, it'll mean even more. Because if it comes too easy, that's when you can get complacent in your game, and she could be one of the greats. So I honestly believe that. She could become one of the greats in pool over the coming years.
Well, she's got a lot of years ahead of her to play the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unlike us oldies, she's got tons of time, and she can become a great, and I really do think she will. But if it comes too easy, people sort of not take the foot off, but again, she's going to work even harder now, and it's going to make her a better player. So, but like I said, it's a first look at Shona, and
yeah, of course, all these matches are group matches this evening in the women's, and obviously we've got Megan Proctor versus Shona Lucas here. The other 2 girls in the group, Morgan Peach and Miriam Clancy.
yeah.
Know a lot about them?
I don't. Morgan, obviously, I know her dad. I think everybody knows Morgan's dad. Martin, the photographer.
What a shot!
Great shot into the middle.
Wow. Shona Lucas, take a bow. What a shot.
Wow, that's brilliant. It's great cueing at this point in the first frame.
Yeah. Amazing shot there by Shona.
Yeah, Morgan, I think she got England trials, I think it was last year. She's definitely coming along great. She's another young talent that's she's done pretty well. So
anyway, I see you were all suited and booted and raring to go, because I'm just looking at your group there.
Yeah.
You're playing this evening.
I'm playing in about an hour's time, yeah. Yeah, Maria Lewis. I don't think we've played before, so that should be a good one.
The other match in your group has just started with Alicia Dodd playing Sarah Coxon.
Yeah.
Alicia from the US of A.
From the US of A, and Sarah, obviously, we met in the World Final 2 years ago, so I'm sure she'll be after a bit of revenge. Ooh.
Well, wasn't quite to be there for Shona, and she's also gone in off. Disappointment. on Shona's face, which is a shame after, I mean, let's look at this shot once again. I mean, this is an absolute treat. Look at the control off the cushions to keep that red out and land perfectly on the yellow. But she'd have wished to get over the line after that super shot.
Yeah, you can see the way she's just doing the little head shake.
What do you think of the tables then, Barbara?
Well, I'm looking at that red on the right-hand side there.
That's why I asked you the question.
I'd actually pull it back and double it.
I'll tell you what, since we've been playing on these RAS and Apollos, and let's go back to the last event, the pro event at Blackpool.
Yeah.
Seeing the likes of Tom Cousins, Chris Mellin, and that start to avoid playing balls down the rails and start to play doubles and kicking them off.
Yeah.
That tells you.
I mean, this is brave. You could actually hear that noise as well when you have to be so spot on. And I actually spent a lot of time watching back the pro men and seeing what they were doing, and they obviously worked out how you can drill it. The white ball. They're just rolling forever and ever at the moment out there.
Quick.
They are
very
quick, yeah. It's you literally have to dribble them down, and even then. But I did see some of the guys who had started to work out how to give them a bit of pace down the rails, but I haven't worked it out yet.
You've got to be absolute bang on.
I think this is exactly what Shona needs. This is a nice break. That's a lovely split.
I can tell you the match that's going on in your group, Alicia Dodd and Sarah Cox, are now 1 apiece.
All right.
Nothing given there.
Any other exciting results from around the room?
Tilly Edwards 2-0 up against Emma Senior.
All right.
It's a nice gentle start to the women's evening. Plenty of matches to come on.
I don't know. I think the gentlest match is Amy Beecham versus Harriet Haynes, isn't it?
That currently 2-0 to Amy Beecham. Sarah Coxon has just gone 2-1 up against Alicia Dodd. Anyway, back to this. Shona Lucas once again first to have a go.
Unfortunately, she ran out of positioning, because that is certainly not the type of shot you want to leave yourself on this table. And if you're going to play it, you need to play it not at a dead weight, but you do need to be dropping it down there. And either suit were looking quite nice, so whoever was going to break down first. And I actually fully expect Megan, especially now with the lead she's got, she'll be able to open her arm up. I think she'll take these out. I think I might have been tempted to run that through and take that yellow on the left-hand side into the middle pocket, and it would have left her where she is now.
One other match going on as well. Chloe Payne 1 each with Dawn Zimbalati.
That'll be a good game. I think Megan will be a bit frustrated with that. She's had to make that plant, and obviously it's pinged out and got tied up with the red there. Hopefully she'll be able to leave her at the right angle. That's just run too far for her to be able to disturb them two on the right hand side. She might have to play the double. Oh, she's played that really well. I didn't think the angle was there for that.
Yeah, great shot.
I think Megan might have preferred a bit more angle on this, because it means the angle she's got, she's going to have to give it more pace. And although it is sticking out, that difficulty level has just increased. Hence why she's having a look. If it had come on another inch or two, she could have naturally floated it down and come across for the black.
Well, she tried to put some force into that, and it's not gone in.
I think she did try and pinch a bit of the pocket there, which, again, you can't do.
You can't at all, no. Another match underway now in the women's. Leanne Pearce trailing Lee-Davies by 2 frames to 0.
Oh. Yeah, Nikki came and said hello last night. Yeah, she's excited to be here. I think it's her first time on this event.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
One that did escape my attention there. Nicola Oakes is trailing Kerry Griffiths by 3 frames to 0 as well, and that concludes what is going on the outer tables in the women's event. We've got another 4 matches coming up as well this evening after this. Surely Shona's going to rack up her first frame of this match at the 4th time of asking.
Yeah. Fully expect her to nail this, especially after that one that she drilled in it in the first frame and come off of 2 cushions to disturb that plant. Yeah.
Well, it will look a bit harder, even though the easy shots, when you're training through, you've had chances, you've been in off a black, everything's going against you, and all of a sudden it's like, oh no, don't miss this now, and all the negative thoughts are in your head, but that'll make her feel a whole lot better.
Wow. And again, it's not that I thought I had a problem, but I just couldn't work out why I wasn't doing that final leg. But once you've done it, then there's no stopping you. Because you always have to learn how to win a title. Because at first you get this, I'm happy to be in the final. No. You're not happy to be in the final.
Yeah, I know that one. When you think, if you lay out your target and then it's like Cole Bedford, last pro event, he targeted getting to the semis for sponsorship reasons, really. He said, you won't be coming back next year unless you actually sort of get to a semi. That was said.
All right.
But he got to the semi, so it's like the relief on his face to get the semi-finals, but then played his semi-final like he wasn't bothered then. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like, I've got my target.
Yeah.
I've achieved what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Hang on a minute, it's 2 more matches. You've won the tournament.
The amount of times you see people when I hear them and they say, "Oh, I'm really just pleased to be here. That I've got to the final," and I'm thinking, you're not going to win. Because you've almost settled for what you've got.
You do. And even if you say you don't, subconsciously you have.
Oh, yeah.
It sits away in the back of you.
Yeah, definitely. Because you're already chuffed that you've made the final. And it's like... Yeah. And that doesn't mean that if you don't say that, you're going to win. But what I'm saying is somewhere subliminally, you're accepting defeat.
Well, it is. And I'll tell you the difference between Cole's quarter-final and Cole's semi-final.
Yeah.
The quarter-final, when he had a dry break, he was going mad.
Right.
And in that semi-final, when they had dry breaks, not much, just sit down quietly. So that for me told the story in itself.
There's an acceptance. He's not too worried.
No.
Whereas before, he was like...
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And he's an animated character at the best of times anyway. But anyway, Megan Proctor at the table trying to carve a finish out of nothing here.
I think she's going to split this nicely. Oh. I think she was looking for a full ball on the yellow then.
Cut the red into the top left-hand corner. Barbara Taylor special.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Behave.
Well, I can still...
You wouldn't be far away from that.
Nah. No,
that's it, it's put everything into the pot.
Yeah.
The yellow and the black will stop the cue ball going too far. Might be able to push them apart, actually, land on the red in the middle. Yeah. Being greedy now.
I think it would, actually.
Well, that's the only pocket she's got.
Yeah, and she's looking at it, obviously.
Yeah, she's not frightened to attack.
No, and it won't be far away with Megan. That looks perfect.
Oh, what a shot. So unlucky to sneak herself. Yeah.
I don't think she was on it anyway, but it's just made it like twice as bad.
I think getting that pot, you deserve a bit better. I mean, I'm talking on the side of a potter now, so
It does deserve better.
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
Yeah. Well, one cushion escape off this bottom rail. She's going to have a go at it and see if she can get it into the top corner.
Oh, she's nailed it. She's nailed it.
She didn't mean that one. Wow, my word.
I don't think it passed. Does it pass?
Well, judging by the way she stood at the table, I don't think so.
So we'll have another exhibition shot, please, Megan.
Well.
How's your luck?
Well, she's putting it in the vicinity of the pocket and handing the table to Shona. Well, there's some easy safeties here for Shona, so not immediately under the cosh.
It's not, but where she's left it, it's a big target. She shouldn't have much difficulty hitting it from most places on the table.
Yeah.
And I think that was the little noise to say that the shot clock's going down as well, isn't it?
That means we're in the last 10 minutes. So we'll be 15 seconds a shot.
Again, she hasn't got time to...
Well, no, because, I mean, the clock has actually... So there's a technical issue with it on our screen here, but it's actually working in the arena, which you will see it go down to the 5 seconds on the advertising boardings behind the table. So she's dodged a bullet there because she did miss.
But again, I think the only reason she missed was because she got caught out by the beeps.
Well, it certainly suits Megan now, the beeping.
Yeah.
In the 15 seconds of shot. She's only got one ball to pot to win the match. Pot this one in the middle and then nudge these two apart at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, definitely.
Try and stop the one cushion escape off the left-hand rail by playing, well, she's going game. She is. She's had enough. I don't blame her. She's had enough of the safeties.
It's not so much that. With 10 minutes left, or less than 10 minutes left, 4-1 down, she does need to get the skates on.
Yeah, good point. I'll let that escape me then as well.
Yeah.
It's because I can't see the clock straight, just right in front. Got to make some sort of excuse.
Yeah, all right. Oh, she's caught the cushion, yeah.
Snookered.
But again, I'm not too sure where she was going after that. I don't think there was much conviction in that at all.
No.
If it dropped, I actually think she's played that to leave it over the pocket.
Well, she's going to have ball in hand when she comes back now.
I think I'd be taking the top one and dropping it down.
Yeah, well, she's leaving that till last. She has to make sure she gets right on this now.
I think purely because the table is quite pacey, it can catch you out. I think I'd be, especially for the first match in the group, I'd probably be taking the easiest options possible. Oh.
My word.
Wow.
Well, she puts a lot of power into that shot there, and I don't know if it's actually needed. So Megan Proctor now with this black to win the match and get her group off to a flyer. And we'll go top of it, and in it goes. And Megan Proctor defeats Shona Lewis 5 frames to 1. Shona will live to fight another day in the group, but it is Megan Proctor who goes to victory. Don't go too far away. We'll be right back with more women's pool.
It is 40 minutes on the match clock. A race to 5 frames. And we're underway.
A nice break there from Kimberly. Makes a ball. Her first taste of the main arena.
Red balls in play.
Good opportunity here in the opening frame as well. Not too much main feature table kind of experience out there for Kimberly. A little bit more for Jane, but not too much. And I think it's really a case of can she handle the pressure out there being on this stage. I think that's one of the things we've talked about over the first couple of years of the mini-series, and certainly now in the main women's series that we have, you know, across our series weekends, is that the exposure that the women are now getting on the bigger stage. Players are becoming more and more comfortable on this stage, and the players that get to play on it more and more often. You know, we saw Megan previously looking very comfortable out there. It just takes a little bit of time, so I do expect a little bit of that within this match, of players just finding their way, finding their feet.
Jane Mitchell eyeing up this yellow into the top right-hand corner. That's a super pot. Problem for her, though, is she's not left herself anything. The red in the way of playing a plant with these two yellows. I don't think she can even make the double. So, great pot, but it's going to turn into a problem. And Kimberly Jane Holden will be looking at the table thinking she's going to get back and get to have a go at these reds. And in the end, Jane Mitchell had to just quickly play a shot because she's running out of time. So Kimberly Jane at the table. As Jane Mitchell drops her cue. She'd like to get the cue ball a bit further down the table. And take on this long red into this corner. Now this is a tough pot. This will be a big tester here for Kimberly Jane. She's missed. Not left an awful lot for Jane Mitchell. Some early nerves from these two women. First time on the feature table.
Yeah, certainly for a while for Jane, but might be the first time for Kimberly. And yeah, I just think that who can settle in first and find their normal game, find the way they can play when they're not out there in this space, is will have a good chance to steal a little bit of a march on this match.
Second attempt here for Kimberly Jane at this red.
That's a nice pot. Like the way she played it as well. Just drag it in, give it every chance.
She played that with a good pace. Would have probably preferred just to stop a couple of rolls with the cue ball. Now does she screw back and play it in the middle? Good, top it through. She's playing the top spin. She managed to come back and she's played that nicely. So this black ball into this middle bag for Kimberly Jane Holden to take first blood.
Yeah, very good. Very good. A couple of chances required for Kimberly, but that should really settle her down in this match. She'll feel an awful lot better now that one's on the board, and just settle in and play pool. Okay, back underway on our match.
Quite noticeable the power difference in the break-offs between these two players. Jane Mitchell elects for a much softer break, whereas Kimberly Jane Holden has to put a lot of power into that. She's been a bit unfortunate not to make a ball because it's a good explosion of the balls around the table. But dry it is. So Jane Mitchell will have first dabs. Yellows for you, Simon?
Yeah, I was just trying to work it out. I'm not sure. You've got a couple of problems both ways, and I think ultimately the red nearest the right-hand centre between the two yellows is awkward enough, but then I don't see good connections on the yellows, so this is a tall order to try and finish these.
I don't think either colour was that inviting. She does have an angle now on this yellow to try and manoeuvre the cue ball over to the right-hand cushion and just kick that yellow off the rail and towards the middle bag. See, she's digging down on the cue ball. She's played it, well, just a little bit too pacey. It's hard to play that shot when you know you've got to dig into the cue ball. So which means you have to play it at a certain pace to get the cue ball to come over that yellow. And because of the speed of this cloth, it's always going to be a tall order to actually keep that yellow over the middle bag. Well, she's going to be playing this yellow down the rail. I don't think she'll be making too much effort to pot it, because I don't think if she pots it, it's going to do her any good. She's playing it very slowly. It's going to come back a bit though. Can Kimberly Jane get up to that red over the top left-hand corner? If she can just drop that over the bag. Well, she's potted it. Not sure she wanted to. And she does look quite an aggressive player, Kimberly Jane Holden. I think she needs too much invitation to go on the attack. I think now that that first red went in, she's sort of committed to having a go now. There's nowhere really to play safe. It's not worth trying to cover this bag at the bottom, because Jane Mitchell will surely just play the loss of turn, so it's time to go.
Yeah, it's a challenge. It's still a tough ask, though, isn't it? It's time to go. I'm not sure how she's going to deal with the problem. Tried to go into it there. Handles are against her. Well, we're in for an interesting little exchange here, because that's knocked more balls into it. They're all in a line in the same area of the table.
It's a white go game here. Just bring that cue ball off the rail and play that long yellow in there. Just gently screw it down the table. Just behind the red if you get there.
Might fluke it here. It's not necessarily a good result for Jane, though.
What you want to do here is go cushion first and push the yellow into the jaw, leave it over the bag and try and leave the cue ball in between the two yellows so Kimberly Jane can't see any of her reds.
If you were Jane there, would you have been tempted to take the middle yellow bottom left and then play the one up the table? The idea was good, to play the one up the table and then try and nip it back. But if you finish high on that yellow, then you've got a problem, whereas if you go the other way around, you've got a little bit more margin for error. Tricky either way, you know, when you're playing such a delicately tight position, it's going to be tricky. Oh, how about that?
Well, Kimberly Jane Holden certainly likes to pull out the pots. There's no holding back. If she can run this well, no, she's going to go for the safety there. I thought she's actually thinking of knocking the red in to the bottom left-hand corner, leaving an angle on the one at the top and coming down and playing the red into the middle. But played such an aggressive shot and then to follow it with a safety.
I don't mind that though.
No, no. Might hit this too soft. Jane Mitchell has to make sure the cushion is contacted after cue ball hits a yellow. Which she has done. But where's the cue ball going? And that little flick has done the damage. And now it's ball in hand for Kimberly Jane Holden.
Needed to pull it back. Straight in right centre was the target. Just needed half a turn of angle and a little soft stun shot and you're perfect. Because you can't just drop this in and hold now. Need to miss the 8 ball. Okay, you've got a shot.
I think that should have really been rolled in quite slowly and played the red into the centre. This is a big shot.
Oh, it's not a terrible result. It's actually a tricky spot here for Jane now because the yellow doesn't pass the red, obviously. The loss of turn isn't necessarily a good option here because you can't really play the loss of turn and get the cue ball hidden. So, interesting decision. Oh, that's a brave shot, but maybe a gap. Maybe.
That's tight. Wow, she got straight through, straight back out again without even contacting the yellow. And look at the position on the black. Super shot there from Kimberly Jane Holden. This for a 2-1 lead, and in it goes. Yeah, a little loose safety shot there from Mitchell, but cracky little shot there from Holden just to bring the cue ball back.
It just takes a few times of being out there in this environment to really feel comfortable enough to do it, and then when your opponent's throwing a few bombs at you at the same time, it adds even more pressure. And with only 9 minutes left in the match, this layout is not going to be one that she's going to be happy about.
No, you kind of feel that Kimberly Jane getting over the line in the last frame is just about done enough to win this match now. And it'll start off her group in fine style for her. And that red got away as well from Jane Mitchell, so Kimberly now comes to the table. Very quickly knocks a yellow in. I think she feels she's got to play at 100 miles an hour because of the clock. She's playing it like 5 seconds a shot. It's almost as if she's trying to play to stop even getting to near to the buzzer. She didn't like it. Well, she's got nothing left now, but that was a very cheeky little double to play off the red. No, she's still going. No, I thought she was still going. And loss of turn now. Jane Mitchell will definitely play.
Loss of turn.
All Kimberly can do now is run into this yellow. She's going to knock the black at the top of the table. That could go nowhere else as they were touching, stuck together. It's quite apparent now that Jane Mitchell has picked up the pace and she knows she has to. But once again, as soon as there's a shot with a bit of power needed, Jane seems to just take her eye off the pot. She's more concerned with what the cue ball's doing and has just let a couple of those go. And that's what's been her Achilles heel. She can get one more crack at the whip on these reds. It might be just important to make sure you get another frame as well. We're talking about what the frame difference can do in these group matches, and you never know. It could all come down to that just to qualify through. You know, she could get this one, even get, you know, to 4-3. Well, this black for 4-2 for Jane Mitchell. And it's a very good shot. Puts a hand in the air. So we could do a little victory dance with that frame.
Take the clock out of play initially. If you have to pop 4 balls in 20 seconds at the back end, so be it. But you've got to make the clearance, so you just need to give yourself a little bit of thinking. Use your extension, don't be afraid of it, and then you can start to run. First things first, though, make a ball. Oh, and it's your best break of the match, and it's going to be dry.
Yeah, it's a very open one as well. But she's done well to get back to 4-3. And like I said before, even if she does go down and lose this game, those 3 frames could be very, very priceless at the end of the group.
Absolutely. You know, losing by 1 frame rather than, you know, it could have been 5-2. It could have been worse. You know, but to get a couple more, get back within 1. Yeah, it doesn't feel like much right now, but you know, for Jane, that might pay dividends come the end of tomorrow. Well, she turns the table over with 1 minute 5 seconds left to play now. I suppose this is doable, you know. This is actually still doable. That was a little bit careless from Kimberly. I'm not even sure she used her extension.
She hasn't.
Yeah, and we had a situation where that happened earlier on, actually. Neither of us noticed it, but yeah, that could have changed the outcome of the match earlier on. Not going to change the outcome of this match, though, with that latest in-off from Jane Mitchell.
Had a few of them.
Oh, wow. Always playing the snooker. Just always playing the snooker.
Quite a bizarre end to this match. But it has been entertaining, that's for sure.
Yeah. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed watching Kimberly play. Some entertaining stuff. You don't know what she's going to deliver. It could be fantastic. A couple of moments of madness out there as well, but it's been many things. Entertaining is absolutely one of them. She has won this match. She wants to carry on. She wants to finish them off. She doesn't need to. The match is over. Kimberly Jane Holden has taken the victory, and she goes to the top of her group. Plenty more action to come in their group, but she's certainly in the driving seat right now. I mean, it feels like it's easy for me to say from the commentary box, but it feels like it's a matter of time.
Yeah, someone said to me that I'm through the door, I'm sat on the sofa, the TV's off, I just can't find the remote. That was their advice. So that's what we're going with.
Yeah, I mean, why not? Oh, I like that. Well, we're back underway then. So 40 minutes, race to 5 here. Claire Smith has the first opportunity following that successful break.
Yeah, this should be a good match. I think Claire's doing really well at the moment in the challenges. Maybe top 5 ranked at the moment. Keeps having some nice runs.
Yeah, Kirsty's one of the players that's pushing the #1 spot for the end of the year in the pro ranks as well. So definitely a step up here and a challenge for Claire, but she must be confident coming in.
Yeah, and speaking to Kirsty, that's her goal. She still wants that. She's going after that #1 spot.
She does have the power game. She has maybe doesn't quite have that level of consistency that she's looking for, but when she really turns up and plays her best, there's not many that can stay with her. The level can be exceptional.
Yeah, definitely. And she's continuing to practice now, and I think that's what was. She didn't really have the desire before to practice, but with all the events going on at the moment and the standard, she's really putting time in. And you can just tell. I say she's one of the best in the world when she's on it and practicing.
And you could see that coming as well from the mini-series was a stepping stone towards that, the way she won the mini-series last year, the performance in the final against Harriet, which was breathtaking, just blew Harriet away, and then obviously translated that into success in the women's series, and obviously the run back to the world final. Obviously she is a former world champion, but to get back into the world final so many years after her last world championships, it's a great effort.
Just as we see her miss her. She's forced that over as well. I was just saying before about the corner bags, as we speak about on the Rassons. They are a bit tighter. But if you're accurate, just as Kirsty was there, she has managed to pinch a little bit there. Just missed a cannon. Some effort there. Just missed the double. It's a great chance for Claire.
Yeah, important, I think, for Claire to get off to a really good start here. And it's a very warm welcome if you're watching on Facebook for the first time today. Nice to have you on board. Join us. A really nice point on the opening night here. Ladies' night here with Ultimate Pool TV. 5 matches, or we will have 5 matches from the women's series. This is match number 3. And if you're enjoying what you're watching after this match is finished, then come along and join us on Ultimate Pool TV. Use your code MINI to get a discount on your first month. Mary Tolbert and Emma Downs, Sophie Gibbs, Nichols and Amy Price will follow to round out our day. Also like the fact we get the mini-series. We do get to see a few other players that we don't see as much in the women's series. And the mini-series is great for giving more players table time and experience out there in the arena. And we get to see many more faces. Yeah,
definitely. I think Amy there as well is a name that stands out to me. I think it was her first. She came to the Worlds and took Barbara Taylor to maybe like 2 frames, maybe 5-3 or whatever the races were, and she did really well. So she'll be one to watch. I think she's only a young girl. That'll be a good match and good experience for her. Which is to see Claire up there.
Yeah, very, very good.
Kimberly managed to get the win there. It was a really good win, but she was just maybe not used to the match clock and the shot clock. So I might just see that as well. That's what the mini-series is all about, though, like people being on the stream who aren't necessarily on the main tour and don't get this exposure to the stream a lot.
It does take a lot of getting used to. 30 seconds is one thing. I think for people that haven't experienced it, that feels quite short until you sort of really get comfortable, but then the 15 is a whole nother deal, which we're going to see at the back end of this match as we see Kirsty trying to make it happen.
I think she's just found the gap here with this shallow.
Could have done with another roll or 2. No bother though.
She makes it look so easy sometimes.
Yeah.
Just really confident in her own ability to do anything with the white, just as I say. Just commentator's curse always happens, doesn't it?
Yeah, could have done without the flick. Now she's in trouble. And this is it. This is exactly what we saw in the opening frame, really. Kirsty doesn't make this off the cushion. Of course she has. Great shot. Brilliant. Really was. And it's the level of confidence that you can tell that she's playing with at the moment. It's just like nonchalantly walking around the table, and it's just, yeah, I'm just going to fire him in from whatever. Or I've landed awkward. Don't worry, I'm going to make it off the cushion.
Yeah, in the men's game, you've got Tom who walks around and looks like he's playing slow, but then he's obviously not. He's just chilling or walking around the table, and I just think Kirsty does the same thing. Maybe it's a Welsh thing.
Emma in 5th, and then yourself in 6th. And Lucy Smith, who won a title last time in Blackpool, she's in 7th. And really tight between sort of 2nd to 7. Just Harriet just got that little bit of breathing room. Not a guarantee with two tournaments to go.
I feel like this is an important frame for Claire. Big difference. 3-2. She just looks like she settled well out there, Claire. I think I'm not sure how fast she normally plays, but she's playing quite quick. It's a good shot. There, but it's a bit of a messy table for Kirsty to see how she's feeling. Because I'll say it's a messy table, and then in a few minutes it won't be. She might have cleared up, because that's just what she does. Back. Not left Kirsty anything easy there. No easy safety either with this yellow being.
Yeah, and it's just not a good table, is it? It's just not the sort of frame that Kirsty really likes, but the situation of the match is also not a terrible frame for her.
One shot, Kirsty's opened the table. If the red squeezes in past that yellow in the bottom left, so it's Kirsty's favourite to take these out now.
I think it does squeeze through. It's tight, but I do think it will.
And the black in the bottom right squeezes past that yellow. This is a good chance here for Kirsty. You could see it did squeeze past there, but the way that she played it, she just played it a little bit too far up the cushion. Interesting that she went that way as well and didn't go up the table first. Probably a reason, but I thought she might have taken the one at the top of the table to come back down. Oh, that was a clever shot from Claire, but just unlucky that it's tied up on the black.
It really is unlucky, isn't it? If that pulls back quarter roll short, she wins the frame. And now she's in a world of trouble. She couldn't even play the other yellow nearest the pocket to not move the 8 ball. But she played a pretty good shot. 8 ball's not easy, and hasn't left the red to bottom left, I don't think. So that was actually really well controlled from Claire. And actually now the yellows are opened up. Oh, lucky from Kirsty Lee. Excellent shot, deserved better. It's going to cost her the frame, you feel.
And a big frame for Claire, as we said at the beginning. Just needs to make sure of this now, make sure of the black.
Tempted to play a little bump off the cushion with the pockets playing a little bit tighter now. That's what she's done. She's gone for into it straight, which was a little bit more dangerous because if you get it full ball, you knock it onto the cushion. Made the job a little bit easier by just getting the quarter ball.
And this will be for 3-2.
Yeah, needed it. 4-1 would have been a tall ask, but 3-2, still very much game on.
This will be a moment for your break start to work. She's actually taken a lot of power off that.
Yeah, that's her worst break in the match, really, in terms of quality, wasn't it? And the frustration has really reached kind of boiling point you feel for her right now.
She was just playing a little nudge there just to free up that black and red, but the two yellows next to it do go, so not the end of the world. This definitely isn't easy. The yellow on the rail, getting over to that, and the black isn't accessible.
Yeah, potting balls here, and you're kind of opening up a chance to be countered if you don't get them. Such a big visit to the table, this one.
She has opened things up there. If she can play this into the middle, the natural line looks like it's coming round for this one on the rail, but it's very hard to judge, especially the reds there.
We're going to have 15 seconds of shot thrown in the mix in a second as well, so that match is so finely poised at the back end.
Just going to try and leave the white very close to this red. Not leave Kirsty much of a shot. She has got the red closest to the white into the middle. If this goes into the corner. Just push that yellow over to the red though. She'd really like to avoid that, they were all there. But there's still a good chance for Kirsty. That has just gone as wrong as it possibly could.
It's just not happening for her. Since she played so well to go 3-1, just since then, cannot get any traction.
I think she has left this and she's tied the yellow up. It's a good pot from Claire, but her yellow is tied up now, so there's no real value in potting this unless she's going to go full blood and try and get it out with the angle that she's got though.
Fully in trouble.
Yeah, problem with that was she was always going to free Kirsty's ball, which she didn't want to do. Kirsty was quite happy with this, the outcome of this, especially the yellow going safe. She's got a free shot here. And this looks like it should be 4 apiece.
Still got to make sure, though.
Just takes the pressure off that yellow being where it is.
This for all square. Oh, that is about as close to staying on the table as you can get on these new Rasson Apollo tables. But in it falls, and we are going the distance. We are going to the final and deciding frame.
That's the white in. That's the layout.
It's not the best. It really isn't the best. I wouldn't have given. I won't give. If I was Claire, I wouldn't give up hope here.
Extension call.
Yeah, it is a messy table. This will just be about picking a colour and gaining some sort of advantage, I think.
Yellow ball's in play.
Just going to go after this yellow straight away. How's the outcome? Not bad. Just got the yellow into the right centre, which is going to move and disturb the others. Decided to take it long. And if this goes into the middle, suddenly it's a great chance from where we were.
That one at the top right still, I don't see how it connects. It just doesn't feel nice, does it?
No, definitely in the... I don't think this goes into the bottom left. Just looking at it. It's going to be her last ball. Just slides in.
That slides in, but how do you get nicely on the 8 ball?
And there is time for Claire to come back to the table. This isn't... We've still got 5 minutes 53. That was a tough ask there to get onto the black on that yellow. Just keep your composure now.
It really is. This match has been incredible. What a turnaround from 3-1, and Claire Smith has the match in her hands right now.
Extension call.
And probably Claire's first time experiencing the 15 seconds.
And the cue ball goes wrong. It's never simple, is it? Just when you needed one good piece of cueing, get yourself middle of the table.
That's a great shot.
What a recovery. Back into, I wouldn't say perfect position, but not far off. It is going to be an awkward angle onto the 8 ball. Just see there, just off. Might just have to screw this one out and have it from somewhere near the left cushion where the break line meets the cushion.
She could probably near the middle bargish.
Well, this for a brilliant victory from Claire Smith.
That's
Brilliant.
a great shot.
Absolutely fabulous. What a match. What a performance from Claire Smith. From 3-1 down against one of the players of the season, she has found a way, clawed herself back in the match, and when presented with an opportunity to win it, she delivers. Fabulous result from Claire Smith. Kirsty Lee-Davies is going to have to go back and work hard to get herself into the main event. Really looking forward to Mary Tolbert versus Emma Downs, and a victorious Champs as well joins me after a very good victory earlier on today. How are you, Champs? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Really enjoying the day. Something about the mini-series that you come here and a little bit more light-hearted, a little bit more jovial. I've had a lot of fun with Tony Holgate in commentary, and he's now off to have a couple of celebratory drinks, and I'm now enjoying the women's series. It's been a good day.
Shock result in the previous match?
Yeah, on paper.
Yeah.
But what was impressive was the fact that I thought Kirsty was fabulous,
Yeah.
going 3-1 up. She played brilliantly, 3 straight finishes that were high quality, and then, yeah, it just turned, and I thought the way that Claire just hung in there, kept grinding, grafting, I thought she was brilliant the way she played. And she's having a great season on the Challenger Series, and that will give her a lot of confidence going forward for the rest of the year. But it's a case of Mary Tolbert and Emma Downs follow that, because that was probably the match of the day so far. And we've had 3 6-red shootouts in the seniors as well, but that was brilliant, that match.
Any good times in the senior shootouts?
Andy Lucas did 24 and change, but he could have gone quicker, but he only had 40 seconds to beat, so he sort of just took his
made
time
sure.
and did 24.
Yeah.
But it was good. You been working on the 6-red shootout?
No.
No. Okay.
Banned topic.
Did you hear the statistic I came up with last season?
I don't think I want to,
Wasn't it? Did you lose 3 matches on the year and 2 of them were by 6-red shootout? Something along those lines. It was something silly on the season.
If it's true, I've blocked it out.
Yeah. One of them in the final? Sorry, you blocked it out still.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
No, we should probably talk about this game then, because we don't want to talk about 6-red shootouts, although we might end up there a little bit later on in this one. But Mary Tolbert with a chance here, but that's just drifted a little bit too far, so finishing a little bit awkward.
Does it go in the middle? Possibly not. I don't know much about Emma. Is she on the Challenger Series?
Yeah, on the Challenger Series, I don't think I've commentated on her before. Usually I have. It's good to see her out there. You've had a couple of battles with Mary this year, though, haven't you? Yeah.
Mary is a player, I think, that will break into kind of winning events within kind of the next year. She's to come over from snooker. She's now taken a step back from competitive snooker to focus on pool, and she's improving all the time, and she loves it and she studies it and she puts the time in, and I honestly think within a year or so she'll be winning pro events, if not sooner.
Yeah, got a very good technique, and looks dangerous out there. Just a few decision-making things out there, and your touch shot, that sort of stuff.
I actually played her twice at the last series, and I think in the end of the first match, what I said to her was, I think sometimes you need to fight the snooker player instinct of needing to be perfect on every ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's got good practice partners and improving all the time.
I was just checking the rankings, and Emma is playing on the Challenger Series this year. Not played every event, so ranking isn't as relevant. Nice to see her out there. Will be second favourite for this match, but we said that in the last match and it meant nothing.
sensible shot.
I think for anybody experiencing being out there for the first time, this opening frame, this opening series of shots, all important. And actually, even though it's going to be a little bit of table time for both players here, I think it definitely benefits both players and just getting a little bit more of a feel out there.
Yeah. Good shot from Mary. What's your shot here?
I think I play safe and I'll probably just bump the cue ball, right in the middle of the table, cue ball on the top cushion. Yeah, that'll work. A little bounce here.
Yeah.
Really puts the pressure onto the
Yeah.
safety.
I think maybe your shot to leave in the middle table was a little bit better, because even if you leave a pot on the red now, you're probably going away from the last red. I think she's left us. I don't think she needed to risk chipping the yellow down. I think you could have just knocked it off the rail and left the white on the side rail.
Needed a fuller contact. Does the 8 ball still go? If not, even if it does, it's awkward to play this yellow to right centre and get on the other yellow. Could just clip off the yellow you're nearest to, cue ball middle of the top cushion.
No, I'm not in favour of that. It was a free shot, wasn't it? Like
What, to go for the double, you mean?
you could, to go to the double or to pump it off the rail, you can come sort of halfway back, can't you? You're not going to leave the red unless you're in sort of the other half of the table. So
Yeah, I'm not surprised that you're not happy with
no, I'm not surprised you called a safety.
Yeah. Well, that will end the frame. It was a very nice shot off the cushion, but for the wrong ball. Tolbert loses the opening frame. It's probably the better way to put it, although I think Emma was going to win it regardless. If the 8 ball stays on the table, cue ball in hand with those two and the 8 ball wherever it landed, it would have been the end.
Good chance for Mary to get going here.
This is, oh, she gets the first shot wrong. Just about to say this is the sort of layout she was looking for.
Yeah.
Just needed to, if that pulls up 3-4 rolls short, get on the 2 on the cushion, and you're away.
Found the perfect line, but just overhit it. She knew it as soon as she'd hit it as well. Does Emma think the white needs to be behind the line here?
this time the cue ball stays on the table. She was a little bit nervous the way she was stood there. And has a smile about it as well. It actually works out really well for her.
Yeah, you say that, but you're kind of encouraging. Emma's natural shot now is to play your toughest ball, and the Reds are still horrible.
Yeah, good
so
point.
Emma's going to be, in a better position, and you're still struggling where the Reds are. That's a good shot.
Yeah, on both ends, didn't tie up the red on the cushion.
Yeah.
Gets Emma absolutely locked up. Well, does she? I think maybe a little gap through here.
I mean, I don't think this is the worst thing for Mary to see Emma going for them, because again, you're in a situation where you're behind in the frames. If you're going to lose the frame, lose it quickly and let's get on with the next one. But Emma's shown enough in this match to suggest that she can get these. And the Reds are still nice. You play the loss of turn here, play the cut along the bottom rail.
Yeah, just make sure that the red stays though. If it spits out, you could be handing it over. But I think I do play that shot. Could do it with a cue ball.
Yeah. She agrees with you.
Which means that she's wrong.
I agree.
She plays it really well.
Yeah, she did play that well. Yeah, she's going to free the pocket up here for the two Reds on the right, so yeah, good shot. Emma just leaves it awkward here. This is still tricky for Reds. Reds' favourite now, aren't they? Just with the numerical advantage. Mary will be looking to go for these. Just the black to work out, really.
Wanted 2 more rolls.
Still got plenty of time in the frame though, because that yellow now doesn't go. The one by the black's tied up. Big favourite if you Reds to I'd prefer to go up the table, I think, now with the white, but it'll be okay. She nudged those two apart enough for the yellow to go?
No, not for me.
No.
Not from where she can get to.
You can get behind it though,
Gotta
can't
get
you? Play it in the
underneath, yeah.
corner, yeah. Definitely gives yourself a chance.
Definitely goes from here. That's an excellent shot.
I mean, this would be a phenomenal shot though.
Yeah. And it goes in the centre. You don't have to take it long. It does go in the centre, but
Okay.
the natural line isn't brilliant. Your cue ball's going towards the red on the cushion, leaving an awkward 8 ball. Or maybe it's a touch straighter.
That looks tight in the middle
Yeah,
to me. I
doesn't
don't
take
think
it
that
long.
went. That's some effort. That goes in on the old tables. Good shot.
Oh, makes the combo as well for a nice little bonus. Now go and finish and win the frame.
I think, I mean, with credit there, I think she played that.
Oh, I'm sure she played it, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, keep that one off.
Straight enough to track through or not?
Yeah, absolutely.
I need to work on my commentator's eye. I'm seeing angles that aren't there.
Slightly funny angle on this, but should be okay. Yeah, good shot, but the angle meant she had to leave some sort of distance. Needs to cue this well. Yeah, tough shot on these rails. Puts a hand up because she's not left the 8.
Oh, very close.
Good effort.
What an effort. I know. It looks easy. This is not. This is
horrific.
horrible. At 2-0 down with 14 and a half to go. This is horrible.
I'm glad I'm sat in there. Shot.
Very, very good. And there'll be a huge
Yeah.
sigh of relief as Mary Tolbert walks back to her chair. She's on the board and she's very much in the match.
It's horrible though, the first few times you do it you feel a bit guilty and you're self-conscious, and when you're waiting to play a shot 15 seconds is a really, really long time.
Especially when you call the 15 extension as
Yeah,
well.
you
30
just stood there
seconds
like, what do I do now?
Tell you what, your opponent doesn't feel guilty when they're doing it to you. That's probably worth remembering.
Yeah, I don't feel guilty anymore, I got over it pretty quickly.
Enjoy winning too much to feel guilty for too long.
Yeah.
This is actually a really good chance for him. She's got a bad angle here, but she can still hold.
You sort of want to be, you're going towards the yellow and red and you sort of want to be clipping the yellow, don't you, rather than going behind it. I mean, that's fine. That's fine for Emma.
No problems whatsoever. Yeah, tied up a red, made it awkward. Mary has to play safe off that red for me. You have to risk losing the frame here to open it up. That won't be too bad if the yellow goes in. The cue ball just got kicked to the right-hand side. But there's pressure on this from Emma, because if she doesn't make this pot to the corner, she's leaving reds on, and they're all there. Now then, Mary, 347.
You say that, but look where that's landed.
Just went out. I was only looking at the yellow. I was like, oh dear. She can still nip this in though.
Good shot.
Brilliant.
Very
Now
good shot.
they are all there. Can even play the plant top left as well. Don't have to get behind them, but can get there if you get the right angle.
I mean, I'm terrible at plants, but I think even I probably get that one. If I'm straight. If I'm straight behind it, yeah. snooker players traditionally pretty good at plants as well,
They're
aren't
very,
they?
very, very good.
Overrun.
Just run a bit there. Can you nip this enough to get the full ball cannon on the red? 3-quarter ball will be fine as well.
I think any cannon you'd probably get a shot. Yeah.
You're right.
Happens a lot.
My co-commentator here, feeling very happy with herself right now. Yeah, I like the plant rather than the one top right, but you could go that way and play short position. Go. So 2, you say, I tell you what, play these 2-3 quickly. There will be enough time for another clearance from the break.
Yeah. Yeah, true. With how the match has gone off the break, though, you wouldn't back it, would you?
No, I believe it's Emma to break, isn't it? And she has hit the break really well, and she's deserved better chances than she's had. Mary does tie the scores up, so 6-red shootout looks most likely right now, but the way that Emma's hit the break, you feel like she's deserved to have at least one come out nicely for a good chance for a clearance.
Agree. That's not ideal.
If there was a room, you track down to take it right centre there, don't you?
Yeah.
Oh, she may be eyeing up another plant then.
Yeah.
Said she's good at the plant. She made the last one. Not this one. So 40 seconds left for Emma. And if that red doesn't go top left, you just nudge into it and then... Well, you just never know. Looks unlikely the way these are laid out. There we go.
Shootout.
Yeah, it's a
Going
shootout.
to a shootout.
Yeah. Mary just had a little glance at the clock as she came to the table. She's going to try. We're going to be down to the final 10 seconds, 4 to pot. And she knows it can't be done. So she accepts the 6-red shootout.
That is how I feel in that situation.
Oh dear. Now she realises. I was trying to say that you can't, apart from the fact that the object ball and the ball you're playing, as long as they're stationary, other balls can be moving. And then it's about the same, isn't it? Oh, we suppose a foul's a 5-second penalty. You've still got to hit a cushion or pot a ball.
Okay.
There's some rules the same. Here we go then. Mary Tolbert with the first one here. Cue ball's running a little bit, but that's a nice
split.
nudge.
Yeah. Stun shots now. You can stun everything here, can't you?
Just taking her time a little bit on the shot.
Yeah. And I think the white ball moving more than it had to. I think if you saw someone like Sean Story with a break like this, it would have been a really quick time.
She can still set 30 though.
Yeah. And like we said, don't miss. Just make sure the par.
Okay, mid-30s, 36.52, the unofficial time. It's really tough when you do it for the first time. She didn't miss a shot, she took everything clean, but just that split second or a second too long on every single shot. Without a doubt, that could have been and should have been 30.
I think the white was doing a little bit too much travelling. But for a first effort, I don't think it's a bad time at all. Look, I think the advantage here for both of these guys is you're having a chance to do it when you're in a group game.
Yes,
there's another chance tomorrow to, if it goes wrong for you now, you're not out of the tournament.
Okay. It's not quite as good a split, but an excellent first shot to give her a real chance here. Clipping the one bottom right. I think this one's going to get away.
Yeah.
No, that will be that. Going to run out of time here. She's played a brilliant match, but going to come up short here in the 6-red shootout. Mary Tolbert did enough. 36 was enough. The 6 clean pots control just to make sure of that was enough for Mary to come back and steal this one away in a 6-red shootout. That's another really enjoyable match here with the women's series. Back-to-back great games, plenty of drama. And we have one more still to come tonight late night action here at Daventry. Sophie Gibbs, Nichols and Amy Price will round out our day. Join us again in a couple of minutes. Amy with the first opportunity. How did you find today, Lucy? Get off to a? How did you find yourself sort of playing in the same sort of form, ready for maybe another title, another tilt at another one?
Well, hopefully that's the plan.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's always the plan, isn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, well, again, I try not to look too far ahead and just take one match at a time. But I won my first match 5-0 today, so really happy with that. But I always start slow, and ooh, it's a bit unlucky for Amy there.
5-0, but started slow.
Yeah, I mean, slower to what I'm used to in a sense. Like, I recognise I have peaks and troughs, and typically the troughs are at the start of the tournament. So, you know, it's kind of like, I guess this is what it is expected for me. I don't look at the result mostly, I look at my performance.
Yeah, I do think that's a good way of reviewing the game. Obviously, the results are all that matters, but in terms of improving and learning, it's like just reviewing that game is really important.
I'm also a huge pessimist, though, to be honest, so it might be that. There's a good shot from Amy there, just tying up one of the yellows for Sophie, but then it leaves her open to an easy snooker. So Amy really behind in this match so far. Yeah, good shot. Most of the yellows now in the open, just one awkward yellow on the left-hand side. So for Amy, perhaps she just wants to get this red out in the open and hope for a mistake from Sophie later on in the visit.
That's not the worst outcome. If Sophie can see the yellow on the left-hand side, she can still probably play a pretty good safety.
It's interesting the kind of margins in this game, because at first glance it looks like a really nice shot there, leaving the white kind of safe in terms of the vision for the other yellows. But then with Sophie here, she can just roll off this yellow and leave a good white back, and now all of the yellows are out in the open, ready for a one-visit clearance. I love how deep this game gets.
Yeah, when you start to analyse and work out the puzzle, I do too. It fascinates me at times. That was half a chance for Amy just to steal it. Sophie seeing if she can see the yellow to bottom right, but even if she can't, she's got plenty of other ways to go around this finish. It's now time to try and put the finish away. Tactical play is done.
Yeah, Sophie won the tactical battle and now earns herself a first chance at this frame, and she'll be going through this clearance and hoping to cue well and just seeing where she is, shaking off the first frame nerves. This is a good way of doing it.
Just tracking an awkward line.
Yeah, a bit loose with the white. So a lot of yellows to land on, but a bit of an awkward position to land in. But then with many yellows on the table, perhaps another chance at a snooker. Opting for a long pot, perhaps. Shot.
Great recovery, because that was frame over. If she misses that one, she knew she was leaving the red up. Put herself under pressure as well, which just adds to it.
Yeah, a great bit of confidence in herself, and it shows her opponent as well how she's feeling. Might be a bit awkward to negotiate these two yellows in the triangle area there.
Yeah, I feel like she's tried to get to a sort of position to deal with it a couple of times and hasn't quite got there, and now this is the last chance too, and it's a terrible angle to get there.
Straight on the yellow in the corner I think was ideal, but even then playing for small gaps to just unfold the yellows. Fortuitous count on the black perhaps. Certainly digging down for it. Ooh, good effort.
More on the cannon than less on the pot there. This will clip in, but the cue ball's going in completely the wrong direction here for Amy.
This is your experienced stream eyes coming in. I have no idea if that cuts or not.
I think it does. I've fooled many times. I'm not sure there's any benefit to cutting it.
No, yeah, that doesn't tell me whether it does or not. I think I'd have played a similar shot. And it's the first look at Amy as well, really, because I think I've seen her before in like the university pool scene.
I think Amy was just telling me, Amy Beecham, that is, she won a big university competition recently.
Oh, fantastic.
She's heard, she hasn't seen her play, but she's heard some really positive things about Amy.
I think I have played her once, and she cues really nicely.
That's a lovely pot from Sophie, now in prime position to win the frame.
That slightly awkward angle on that yellow. Is she going toward the black?
Yeah, just pulled it back too far, really.
Yeah, you can see it better from this angle.
So just tries to accept the shorter side position, not behind it as she would have wanted. This is a much more of a challenging shot. She may feel there's a touch of safety element to this because the 8-ball might block the pocket, but no guarantees. Just put everything in trying to make it.
Does it just come away a bit?
Yeah, it might have done.
Can't tell if that's half a pocket or a big pocket.
I don't think it plays as a big pocket. I think it's half a pocket. Yeah, and that will be the frame. Yeah, she had an extra chance or two there, did Amy, after not taking the original chance. Sophie Gibbs Nichols does get the frame on the board. Not necessarily as clean and as clinically as she would have liked, but it doesn't matter. It's all about winning the frame and getting it on the board. Brilliant. Great strike. Deserves one, but not going to get one.
Yeah, she cued that break really well. It's a shame not to get a ball, but then I don't know what kind of layout's been left. At first glance, it's not a simple one. Kind of all dive towards cushions or each other.
It is strange how the game goes. I feel we're playing on the same table, the same cut, the same everything here compared to the main series in Blackpool. What was that, 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whenever it was. And I feel like today, and seniors as well, I just feel like all day long, whenever we've seen a really high quality break, it's come out dry, but then also gone awkward as well. We haven't seen these big open splits, and we've seen a lot more dry breaks today than we saw the whole tournament in Blackpool.
Oh, okay.
But the conditions are the same in theory. I mean, it shouldn't be a reason for that.
I could try and give some physics explanation.
I thought I was sort of working myself into that one. I was going to say.
Oh, you were asking for one, okay.
I'm sure you've got an explanation for it.
Well, there isn't a match to come after this, which is the explanation before you take that long. So it'll be something to do with the way that you rack the balls, in that there's so many connection points, and I think the randomness of the break comes from the fact that there are many combinations of gaps that you can find, especially as well with a number of combinations of where you place the white, how hard you hit it, what spin you put on, where you hit the pack. I think that plays into it, and I wonder if, because you watch so many frames of pool, that sometimes you do get these periods where you don't pot balls on breaks, and it's just a statistical anomaly.
The atmospherics have a factor in it as well, the conditions outside and the room, and I mean, I'm in the commentary box, which is not as glamorous as it sounds, but I think it's not that warm out in the venue today.
I think it's pretty warm actually,
is
compared to what
okay.
it usually is in Daventry.
Oh, okay, I'm just going off feedback off a couple of players, so no, okay, that's good to hear.
I like it warm.
Yeah.
But we're also in a precision sport as well, so we're going to notice slight differences too. So these things, it might sound like, oh yeah, if it's a couple of degrees here or there, it makes a difference because we're so tuned in to what's happening on the table that we see these things that most people don't. I think a great example is that they've lowered the cushions a couple millimetres.
Yeah, but we are talking tiny amounts as well. Yeah.
And when I first heard that, I thought, oh, how's that going to make it any different? But actually, you notice it as soon as you put your hand on the table for the first time. You just notice it's a bit lower, and it's quite weird to, I don't know, experience that we have that level of perception.
Going into a little bit of trouble here. 8-ball and yellow on the left-hand side, causing all sorts of issues.
Might be one of those kind of stalemate safety frames where you don't really want to move the yellow and open the black up, but then you can't really attack it from reds because you'll open the yellow up. So
you almost want your opponent to have the sort of opportunity to go, but you don't really want to let them because they might get it. So it's kind of one of those awkward situations.
And Sophie's a very methodical player as well, very clever in the game. So if there's a way, she'll find it.
Choosing to be aggressive, going for the 3-ball plant. Sounds like looks like she's going to be aggressive and back herself to make the double on the 8-ball.
And as it happens, one of the reds have just creeped down to the middle left, which is prime cannon position to get the black out. And Amy might have seen that because she's now having a go.
She's looking at her own double. Problem with it, if she plays the double second lark, well, she's got an angle to punch in. It's not much of one though. Actually a little bit awkward on both balls she can pop from here. That's a very good shot.
That's brilliant.
Now has to pull back for the double.
Little nudge on the black as well.
People out there thought that was in.
I thought that was in. 8-ball would have been difficult. See it again. Oh.
Or we won't.
Oh, we won't know.
We won't. Replay man's denied us the look at that again, which I'm sure Amy's happy with, because it would have been torture for the first time, let alone the second. Got to let the replay man off. It's been a long day.
Yeah. You guys work hard.
Well, they do. I sit here and talk a bit of waffle about Paul.
There's plenty of skill in that as well, then.
One really good positional shot required here for Sophie. Looks really easy with the balls the way they are, but it's not. You've got to get that nice shot down the table to land on the last red. And that is not the angle, I don't think.
There isn't any angle.
If anything, half a turn the wrong way.
And the yellow's quite open as well, so not many places that you can leave the white if you're looking for a safety.
I have to play the double. She might not have had enough of a high angle on the double. So really had nowhere to go there.
Not sure what the next shot would be. Maybe just roll forward behind the 8-ball. That's tough.
What about the double the red towards the yellow, but almost yellow weight? Cue ball somewhere near the 8-ball. If you leave the yellow on it, you're leaving a hard shot. Red in the middle of the table, essentially.
I think she's playing the pot on this red, is she?
Oh, well, that's going to just speed up the frame. 8-ball flies in. Disaster for Sophie Gibbs Nichols.
But she's still doing what she needs to do. Being really mindful about it.
Composure. Looks very composed out there, doesn't she? Well, we see the pattern of the match continue. Sophie gets first chance once again, and it looks like it's a decent opportunity. She needs to start taking these, otherwise the match will continue to slide to get away.
I think I think Sophie will make some changes. She's very analytical about the game, so I think she would have picked up on the pattern. But then again, when you're out there, it's so difficult to think clearly.
Especially when you see a table as open as this, you want to change the pattern. You almost maybe wanted a different layout to go at. But This is definitely one where you've just got to stand up and try and make the finish because they are there.
It's hard to hold back when you have a layout like this, but then it's also not an absolute certain. Is that yellow going to the right by the 8?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
I think I do like this way of going actually, because that yellow above the 2 reds in the middle, difficult to get to. So taking it now and can connect with the yellow down the rail on the left hand side.
I like the way she's worked this. Straight enough here just to drop it through. Need to get close to the straight. Could have just done with flicking off that red. Just had that, quarter turn, too much angle on that ball. Maybe could have just done playing with a little bit of side just to hit the red and flick to the left hand side.
Yeah, the white seemed to stop and then run through. It's now very tough. No, played it wonderfully.
It's fabulous, but the problem with the shot that she had is it was leaving her too much angle. Now she's on the yellow by the 8 ball, but going into the red. Needs to work out all the cannons here. Don't think she can avoid the red. Oh, she could. That is brilliant.
That's wonderfully played.
Yeah, I didn't think that was possible.
And so confident as well. And that's awesome. Keeping that positive attitude has gotten her really far into this frame.
And this is nice. This is just a natural. Just cue through this one. You'll miss the red. 8 ball, same pocket. Very, very good.
It's just under it slightly.
Yeah, just a slight grimace there, but I'd rather see her just be positive. She's on this 8 ball. One more turn, yes, was unmissable, and well, it's all but unmissable anyway.
Nice.
What a brilliant visit to the table that is from Sophie Gibbs Nichols. Under huge pressure, 2 behind as this match was starting to slide away from her. And, well, the classiest visit in the whole match, no doubt about it. She's got a fabulous break.
That's fantastic. Both of them have. Oh, that's unlucky.
Reverse clearance off her last break, which is a similar scenario. And Amy has done it again, giving Sophie Gibbs Nichols an opportunity for another reverse clearance. Oh, that first nudge was tough, and the second one, that was hard to watch on replay, to be honest with you. This is actually, I think, a better chance than the reverse clearance she made. The difference being this one's at 15 seconds a shot. The way these are laid out, it feels like the one on the left side is going to be last ball. So just got to make sure you leave enough angle to get back across the table for the 8 ball. Yeah. Right corner and just leave it 3/4 ball low. You track across. Anything but straight is good. Even straight you can screw back. So it's laid out nicely. Couldn't hold for that 3/4 ball low. Had to go high.
Yeah, so just needs a confident strike now. Lots of follow through. Plays it well.
Yeah. And this is beautiful because the natural is just now to slide past the red. It just needs to make sure that it is sliding past the red and not flicking it in any way, but I think it is. She was obviously concerned that she was going to hit the red.
Yeah, played a little bit of screw back as well, which is why the white's gone where it is. I don't think there's much of a shot on the 8 if the yellow had gone.
It was one of those though. If the natural was going into the red, then you play it with like a trace of right hand side, but you play it natural. You don't have to play bottom of the cue ball, just to turn it, a fraction higher. Playing it the way that she did just made that so challenging.
Yeah, it's so easy to take your eye off the pot, even slightly. So when that yellow's on the rail, any kind of knuckle, they tend to not go. But Amy is making short work of these so far, so this is a great response.
Quiche. Oh dear.
As I say that.
That is a pretty big commentator's curse.
I was about to say that. Have I developed that? It's only my second time here.
She has got away with it though. Yeah, I think Sophie's just got to play the control shot here. Just come off the cushion, don't foul, and ask another question. She'll be disappointed that she didn't get a better chance off the mistake from Amy, but...
That's nice because it blocks the pocket there for that red. So if Amy wants to go here, this has to be the first one.
Oh, this is tough though.
To middle.
Oh,
What a shot that is.
That is. That is absolutely fabulous.
And the confidence to play it as well.
Yeah.
Full-blooded.
Didn't have to play it. Could have gone up the table and waited and been patient. That was a brilliant shot.
It's do or die pool at 15 seconds a shot, isn't it?
Once she's made it though, you expected her to be a little bit easier. She just left herself a slightly awkward angle there. Controlled that okay. It's easy for this cue ball to go too far. You just have to make it pocket weight.
Yeah, just too thick. I thought that'd be...
Problem was if she makes the pot, she's probably up near the break line. She's trying to pot it thick and kill the cue ball. Got to make the pot, though. Got to make the pot at all costs. And once again, Sophie's not left herself the easiest of 8 balls.
Easy to overrun on this table. For 4-3 then.
Goes. The turnaround is complete. Sophie Gibbs Nichols is in front.
I think Sophie, having taken that chance, that first dish off of Amy's break, had given her that confidence as well. And that's really carried her through, and she's played a wonderful pool. Ooh, that white's always coming to the top right in these breaks.
Nothing dropped, so Amy has the chance. We've under 2.5 minutes to play. Has a chance. That's all that matters. Is can she take it? And it's not the end of the world on reds here. Oh, it is if she goes in off.
It's an unfortunate can already, isn't it?
Yeah. You'd say that the only thing for Amy that she's looked confident, she's looked composed out there, but just a touch loose with the cue ball at times and gone on in off a few times. And I know that's a touch unlucky, but she didn't want to be anywhere near that yellow in terms of controlling the cue ball. She had control there. She didn't need to sort of fire into anything. So.
These are the fractions in these games. Like in the last frame, she was just perfect on the balls, which just means like overrunning it a bit more, underrunning it a bit more, a bit less. Then she'd be perfect on the clearance, and it'd be a different scoreline. But being those like millimeters out and the error compounding means now she's under real pressure in this frame and forced into a loose one.
So used up 30 seconds or so there, maybe 40. Now we're under a minute to play. She has, though, left Amy half a sniff. And that's an excellent first shot.
That's brilliant. Bit unfortunate to tie up the 8 ball. But she's got a chance, and that's all she needs.
Needs a bounce, needs to go, gets there. "30 seconds. There is enough time for 3 shots. Cue ball is going to be running though. It's running loose. Not sure where she can go here. I'm not sure there's a shot on. That will end the match. Amy's going to turn around and shake hands. Another brilliant match, really enjoyable. Plenty of drama and swing, same price with the early lead. The reverse clearance in frame 5 was a big moment for Sophie Gibbs Nichols. It turned the match around, and she ends up winning it by 4-3 with the clock running out. A brilliant performance from Sophie, showing some great mental strength.